MCC 32 brings some of the most exciting and crazy teams we've ever seen that can only mean this is going to be one hell of an event. So, with everything in place, it's finally prediction time, as I try and guess who will win, who will lose, and who will shock the world. These are my predictions for MCC 32. But before we begin, these are only my predictions and opinions, so if yours are different, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. And whilst you're down there, why not subscribe as well? It would mean the world to me if you did. Anyway, enough time wasted. Let's get it started with 10th place, the Blue Bats. Wally Bear returns with a team of his own in this wonderful event, and I couldn't be more excited after his incredible first tournament in MCC 31, where he shocked everyone with a superb performance that saw him get 4th place. He's joined by the dynamic duo of Shovel and Smager, or as I put on Twitter, Scott and Smager, and it's the first time they've teamed up in a canon event since MCC 24, and together they could really support Wally on his journey. And finally, we have the wildcard in Velvet, who has been superb in the past few events and really could massively improve this team's chances. But in my opinion, this team could just have a tough time, and it's really going to depend on how Wally can perform on the big day, which is a huge ask. However, I really hope this team and every other one does superbly and destroys my expectations to make Dodgeball. 9th place, the AQUA AXOLOTLS. From one roommate to another as the powerful purple returns despite the threats of benching that loomed. He's been absolutely unstoppable recently, and despite placing this team in 9th, I honestly think that he's probably going to get top 5 individually yet again come the end of the event. However, the question of his team placements relies on his second in command, Rocky, who is always a strong performer in the event despite sporadical appearances and definitely could help his team towards the top of the leaderboard. And finally, we have Eric and Kara, who are both superb players in their own way, bringing both calmness and motivation that could really help this team. Unfortunately overall, I just think it's too reliant on certain circumstances to do really incredibly well come the day of the tournament, which is why I've unfortunately placed them here. 8th place, the Red Rabbits. The Ranboo and Antfrost duo is one that excites me exponentially, as they both come into this event of some relatively good form, with Ranboo currently sitting 9th in the MCC Season 3 averages, watch my video please, it's really good, which is honestly crazy, and Antfrost is coming off a strong Pride performance, where he came an amazing 14th, beating a lot of strong opponents in the process. They have the wonderful Antfrost leading them as well, who's been immense this season, truly showing his prowess and strength. And then Scar finishes off this side that could honestly be a dark horse for the event. But realistically, Antfrost, Scar and Ranboo are going to have to perform at their best, which Antfrost could definitely unlock over the next 2 weeks. But with the chaos of TwitchCon, VidCon and Generation Loss, it might just be too much to ask this time around. 7th place, the Pink Parrots. Gucky takes part in her first canon event after a sensational Pride tournament, which saw her team reach the very top, unfortunately missing out in Dodgeball. She sits in the Cauldron of Chaos, joined by Sneak, who is once again back in the event, as well as Tubbo, who as a squad could really cause so much trouble. H-Bomb, however, will be there to lead this team to victory with his superb skill and leadership, which is really needed because this team could be insane if given the chance. Whatever happens though, it will be an exciting watch, but probably not a winning one. However, who knows, they could shock me come event day. 6th place, the Green GECKOS. Sapnap has just missed out on Dodgeball 2 times in a row now, which as it's his very best game would definitely be a big disappointment. So it's time to bring out the big guns with CPK joining him. Mr AllThingsMCC himself takes the place of Hannah and looks to get Sapnap back in the big leagues. Elena also comes into this event off a strong performance in Pride, which is very exciting, and she could really shock everyone come this tournament. And finally, we have Dark Eyebrows, returning this time not as a substitute, but a full-time player, which is superb. Overall, this team is quite strong, but CPK's recent holidays makes me nervous for their potential in the event. But with the right training, they could definitely crack the top 5, which starts with 5th place, the CYAN Captains. This is probably my most shocking pick, and whilst it could definitely be a bit biased being a captain myself, it's truly because I really believe wholeheartedly in this team. Shadoon, or our beloved Captain Peru, as well as Captain Gatto, really shocked everyone with their win in MCC 31. With this in mind, I really think they have so much in store for this partnership and could continue to push higher and higher in the event, starting this tournament, alongside our 2 other beloved captains of Puffy and Sparkles, who have been a brilliant duo in the past and absolutely could bring home some good points for this team and push them to the top. I'm not predicting them too high, but I really do think they're underrated and could get Dodgeball, which would be another crazy shock. But for real, how am I not in this team? I'm literally called Captain Ajax. Come on, Scott, you have to let me in. 4th place, the Yellow YAKS. Talking of underrated teams, we have the absolutely superb Yellow YAKS up next, where the one and only FireBreathMan looks to be taking on the monumental task of getting yet another win this time around. He is 100% the leader, but it's his teammate that I really think are the underrated players, as they truly bring something special. Starting with Antvenom, who's been practicing day and night over the last few months, and this could be his big chance to burst onto the scene. As well as him, Solidarity and Gem also join as 2 strong players who often go under the radar, but are really solid and incredible with a bow, which could be absolutely deadly if this team reaches Dodgeball. It's going to be close, but I think they might be able to do it. 3rd place, the like and subscribe LLAMAS. SB is back, everyone, and with this team I really think he might be able to win, especially since he's not had a huge ass break like we've seen in the past, and along with that he's joined by the fabulous Fruitberries as well. Both of these 2 have had some difficult past events, not being able to reach their full potential. However, for me they could really be a dynamic duo and fight everyone on their way to the top. It's really a superb partnership that I can't wait to see take place. But it's not only them that's bringing the heat, as we also have Impulse and Bekiamon being 2 strong players despite only recently joining at the end of Season 2. So I actually think they could do phenomenally this time around, and I can't wait to see them fight for Dodgeball. 2nd place, the Purple Pandas. Talking of fighting for Dodgeball, the Purple Pandas look tailor-made to be able to reach the very top. Starting with Pizza Hut, who is somehow still searching for his 5th win, despite having a superb Season 3, which is going underplayed. Which, talking of underplayed, up next is Tapel, who is honestly a really good player, and if he was in more events, I really do think we could be talking about potential S tier here. He's really that brilliant to me. Just as brilliant as the Orion Sound, who also slots in this team after being really strong ever since the beginning of 2022, and really showed his full potential skill in Scuffed, because of course it had to be Scuffed. Finally though, we have Snifferish, who's coming off a really brilliant last event, and of course they'll be looking to get Dodgeball revenge after last time out, to take the Pandas to the victory that they so want. But it'll be a big challenge coming up against 1st place, the Orange Ocelots. What can I say? The Orange Ocelots, or perhaps the Orange Ocelots, are just insane. We begin with the man, the myth, the legend, Kratzy, who's been superb, winning 2 recent events, being brilliant, as well as getting his very first ever first place individually in Pride 2023. Which, talking of non-canon events, Smallish Beans also recently took first place individually in Scuffed, so together they could really be a dynamic duo already. But then you add Owen. Owen, who in his first event in almost 2 years managed to get 8th place, performing superbly and almost taking away the victory against Kratzy. Add on to that our final player, Mythical Sausage, for some added chaos which every side needs, and they truly look impossible to take down as they look to become champions. But with that being said, we now reach the end of this huge video, so if you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, peace.